everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. And I know that a few people out there have been waiting for this one because this one has been talked about for a little bit for a while between me and many people. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, may I present to you the Queen of the Wrench, the most wonderful and awesome Christina Payne. Christina, welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. And hi, everyone in the chat. It's nice to see all of you here today. And hashtag spread the love.
It's great to see the people that are coming. We'll get to the chat shortly. But first, I wanted to ask you, how are things going with the Heart Project?
They're going really well. How it started, just to give people a little idea that don't know about the Heart Project, and I'm actually wearing the shirt for Comics Curing Cancer, which is what it's
Very
for. Nice. I decided to figure out how I could help with that. In February, my oldest and I went to Target, and my slogan is spread the love, and I came across these hearts after Valentine's Day. They're normally $5, but they were on clearance for 70% off, so that made them $1.50. And there were 31 of them, and I was like, okay, they're hearts. These are awesome looking. Somehow I can do something positive with it. I didn't know what yet, but I went ahead and bought them. So I bought them, and at that time, there's some stuff going on in the community, and I was thinking, how can I bring the community together? What can I do with them? And then I was like, the Comics Curing Cancer. So I knew some artists and some different people, and my oldest loves to draw.
Mm-hmm. I think we're losing you, Christina.
Several artists in the community. So, okay. Sorry, my internet's a little bad, so hopefully I can be here the whole live. And I also knew I was going to be going to Heroes Con. Mm-hmm. So I started reaching out to some other people and found out some artists that were going to be there. And shout out to Up and Atom Comics. He knew people that were going to, and I was able to bring some hearts to them. And by doing that, those 31 hearts got claimed, and I have artists that drew on all of them, and all of them are going to be up for auction for Comics Curing Cancer. Now, because it was such a great success, there were people that had reached out to me that wanted to be included with this project. So I had some other artists that reached out that said, are there any hearts left? And I said, unfortunately, there are not, but they said they really want to be a part of it. So they actually had taken upon themselves to go out and buy their own heart and still want to be part of the project. So they went out and bought another heart. And I had another person who messaged me, and we talked about it a little bit more, and they went and bought another heart. And they actually posted online today, and they did one of Supergirl that they just posted today. So my actual, which is funny, my favorite number is 33. So we actually have 33 hearts that are going to be up for auction. And what possibly is going to be happening, October 24th to the 26th is when the auction is going to be happening. And like I said, it's to raise money to help with cancer. And like I said, you can go to Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram. There is a link tree, and you can even donate now. Our goal is to raise.
Okay, I'll try.
Donations now. So if you have any great pieces of artwork or comics or anything that you think that will get a great number or something that will help out the cause, you can reach out to them. There are 3 gentlemen that run it. Rob Fat Stacks.
They have
Mark
a website,
from Legion of Comics, and also DJ Links. Those 3 gentlemen. Go ahead. Yes. So Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram or comicscuringcancer.org. You can go there, and that has, a lot of information. Now, the shirt I'm having, cancer.org. Now, usually I'm modding during this time, so I can I'll drop the link for you also. They have merchandise that you can get. Now, speaking of merchandise, I'll be drinking out of my Comics Curing Cancer container tonight too.
Very nice.
I know. So this is one of the shirts they have. Unfortunately, they don't have any more of this one. And this actually has Smash Cancer on the back of it. But they
Cool.
have other shirts and other comics and different things that you can get too. But definitely check them out. Mark your calendars, October 24th to 26th. My hearts look like they will be on the website more than likely probably through the whole month of October, because
Nice.
there's a lot of artists that are well known to local artists, even one my oldest did, which I'm very proud of, that
Very
you can
nice.
bid on, so you don't miss out on an opportunity to bid on one that you really like from a popular artist, because sometimes people miss that particular live stream, and I don't want you to miss out on one that you like.
Hmm.
So then at the end of the time during those 3 lives, or maybe the end of the month, we haven't fully decided yet, you can bid on the heart that you like. So appreciate it. But that gives
Very
you an
nice.
idea.
That is cool. So yeah, I'm trying to get the for some reason they're giving me issues with getting to the website there for comics. Oh,
I
there it
will
is.
be happy to
Just a
get it.
second.
I'm
I
not
see.
used to not modding, so it actually will make me feel good to drop something during
Oh,
this
well
live.
then go ahead and drop the link. I was
Yes,
having
I
a
will get it while we're
conversation.
talking. I can multitask. I'm
Yeah.
totally fine with doing
Well,
that.
while you look for the link there and drop it, I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat. Hi to the chat, guys.
Perfect.
I'm stealing Alan's jokes, people. He steals from me too. So let's say K Munin was first today. Hi, K Munin. And Up and Adam was second today. Hi, Adam. Good to see you here.
Hi, Adam.
Adam is right that I was at the subscriber number of the beast, but I was at 667 just before this broadcast. Hi, Lyle. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're back out there a bit. Hi, Robbie Josephs, Matt the Cat, and the awesome chat. We've got Mark's. Hi, Mark. Mark's issues with Archie. Good to see you, Mark. Mark's going to be on the show in about a month. Side Quest Comics. Hi, Eric. Get it, girl, he says. Hi, John. John Harrison's here. John is a channel member. And let's see who else. We've got Dan's Comic Corner. Hi, Dan. Welcome to the show. And we've got the Comic Collector Coach. Hey, everybody. Gee, I've seen that before once or twice. Freaky Louie is here. Saying
Hey.
Christina is Bay. And we have Rich. Hi, Rich. And I'm wearing the big nasty
Hope you're
t-shirt.
feeling better.
You know.
I almost wore that.
And let's see here. Christina Payne. And we've got David from Still Only 35 Cents. Hi, David. Welcome to the show. And that's everybody. We're caught up. So, Christina, for all your wonderful work that you've done for everybody here as a wrench and stud, the fact that you are one tells us that at some point you were a comic collector and interested in comic books. So what drew you to comics, and what comics do you like to buy? What are your favorites?
Okay. Great question.
Chonko.
So what got me into comics was, which a lot of you might have the same story. When I was little, I was into Garfield and Archie. Those were my two go-tos, and I still have them. I never got rid of them. I collected the Garfield that were the ones that were this way.
Yes.
And as far as the Archie, I have them all. And I still, to this day, when I go to a Goodwill or go to a place where they're like 10 cents or $1, those old ones, I still buy them. Something that was very special to me, which I never paid attention until I got into this wonderful community, was who wrote the stories, who drew the illustrations, until I went to HeroesCon. And that's when I was there, cosplaying, and, I was learning different people that were there. And then I saw this poster of Archie there, and I saw this name, Dan Parent. Yes. And I was like, hi. I was there by myself at this time, and I walked up to him and I said, I love Archie. And I said, I've been reading it ever since I was a little girl. And him and I had a wonderful conversation,
He's a very
and
nice man.
he is very nice. And I was like, oh, wow, this is great. And I said, do you mind if I get my picture with you? So I got my picture taken with him. And then, of course, I, had to get a couple things.
Of
So,
course.
of course, I got these and I got them signed while I was there.
I'm going to make
So
you
I
do
got
it, okay?
this
So
one
that you can show.
because it was a heart.
Very nice.
So I got this one. And then I love Spider-Man. It's a special connection to me. I even have a tattoo on my leg. I know. I do have a naughty side. I know that didn't sound right, but I do. And I used to DJ, but we'll go into that later. And it's a spider web, which happens to represent Spider-Man. So I got this one.
Nice.
So this is the other one I got.
I like that that the girls are hanging upside down, and Spider-Man is being the one.
And there's another, besides comics curing cancer, my dad is a vet, and he was actually honored at Disney for Vet of the Day. And they actually had a parade in honor for my dad.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's actually a video of that parade in my dad's honor, and I actually walked behind him in the parade on my channel. And so the Hero Initiative that Bronze Age Nerd, Big B and them do, I've modded for their channel, and this is the second year that I've been a part of it where I've helped them, and they had a piece of a page that they had up for auction that was from Dan Parent. So nice. I had to make sure, because now I knew who that was, I wanted to bid on it. So I got it. And this is
nice.
The page from Archie of Dan Parent. Now, I'm trying to find the book, because it doesn't have it on here. I'm trying to find the book that it came from. So once I find the book, then I can have it to match. But this is the page that I have that goes with it. I knew Mark would like this. Mark issues with Archie. Told you I liked Archie. So.
That is cool. Dan Parent, I've had the pleasure of meeting him 3 or 4 times, and I interviewed him not too long ago for the channel when I was in Montreal. He's not coming to Ottawa to my knowledge, which is surprising because he's usually at my local show, my local big show every year. So it's surprising to. He lives in the upper New York, upper Pennsylvania area. So he does a lot of the Northeast shows. So I was surprised to. See, AG is commenting. Dan Parent's awesome. Like the interview.
Yeah.
And
because when I got home, I started pulling comics that I had that Dan Parent did. Nice. Just checking out, going, Dan Parent did it. And then when I went to my comic book store, I was like, oh, look, there's one for 99 cents. Dan Parent did that one. I got to pick it up. Because I was so excited that I got to have a conversation with this gentleman, and he was really nice. So
I am so sad. I was so sad to hear that Mark had a video earlier this week saying that the digests are done. So that's the end of the big. I have
not seen that.
Yeah, Mark is saying he's doing a commission right now for him.
Oh,
that is very cool.
I didn't know they were done.
Yeah, no, like literally Mark held up the last issue of the Archie Double Digest and said, I've got the first and I've now got the last. And it was sad to know because Archie's not dying as in like the comics company. Apparently they're still doing floppies, but the digests themselves are done apparently, which saddens me too, because I've got quite a few and I'm sure everybody out there has a few Archies kicking around. My uncle had when I was at his cabin, he had probably 400 of them there. The last time I was there, he was a big fan of the Archie Digest as well. So, I feel like I've saddened you. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm still on the big screen. I'm like,
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Um,
Sorry. I thought you were continuing here. We can go down. Okay. The next thing I wanted to ask you about is
oh, and this
besides.
was the Garfield. Sorry, but these are the Garfields like I collected, so it gives you an idea on the Garfields that started me off. Okay,
Yes, those are
sorry. Go
those
ahead.
are great books. I've read the uncle that I had that I got my original collection off of had a huge collection of the Garfield. He was really into those that too. So the next question though that I had about you is you were into comics. You're on YouTube. What made you decide to become a wrench?
Okay, so how my story happened. Um, I I'm a licensed optician, and in 2015, I found out I'm sick. I have narcolepsy with cataplexy. And what that means is, I'd fall asleep, and when I get stressed out, my muscles will change shape on me. So when I'm with
Mhm.
my patients and stuff, um, if I start to fall asleep or, adjusting glasses or doing things, it just, my physician felt it was best for me not to stop working.
Mhm.
So I'm used to helping people ever from a
Mhm.
young age. Um, so I needed to find something. And also, I was over 320 pounds. Keep this in mind. So I need to figure out something. So I didn't really couldn't move, couldn't really do anything. I was on oxygen. Just so much stuff that I found YouTube, and I found Jetta Patrol. Jetta Patrol was the
Mhm.
first channel I found, and I started going in there and just chatting away. And he made me a mod, and I started just dropping links and stuff in there and stuff. And then from there I found other YouTubers, especially from a mega stream that he had, which became very close friends of mine. And from there they happen to be in the Funko community because
Mhm.
I have a quite a wide collection of Funkos, that I will be, not that I'm getting rid of my Funko collection, and I have not left the Funko community, but I do have a son who is a senior, and I do have another child who's 19. So I'm a single parent, so I kind of need the money for some things. So I need to get rid
Mhm.
of about 80% of my collection for some stuff. So I will be doing that. But doing that and then loving comics, and I love modding for different things. So I mod for music people, I mod for cards, I mod for
Wow.
art people, I mod for Funkos, I mod for comics. So it's not just I'm mod for all different people. Um, so it's a wide variety of things. But I met some comic people like Agoo, Jig's Kingdom, people like that. And then I started meeting other people through the comic book community, um, Carolina Chris, and it just kept growing and growing and growing where I met other people. And it just ended up being
Mhm.
great. Papa Willie, which I know a lot
Mhm.
of people know. Matthew, I've known for a
Papa
long time. And
Papa Wheelie's
so it
awesome.
just, mhm. So I've known Matthew for a long time. So it just grew.
Mhm.
And I had the luxury of meeting a lot of people at HeroesCon. So it was wonderful.
That is awesome. I have to admit, a lot of people. I was a little jealous about all you people getting together at Heroes Con, especially seeing so and so was going, then so and so was going, and then it felt like every comic YouTuber that was east of the Mississippi went. At least in the American side, there weren't too many Canadians going.
It was great, but of course, like I know, like Mad Spidey, who you will see me most likely on his live streams on Saturday. And
Hmm.
the reason you will see me on Mad Spidey's, um, when I was up for the Mod Award last year, he was a very supportive person for that
Right.
process for me, and he is a really good friend. So I support him.
Hmm.
And it's on Saturday, so it's easier for me, especially with my kids and stuff. It's not a school week and
Yep.
everything. So I feel bad that, in Australia, they couldn't, my friends, my Aussies couldn't make it over here. So I understand that with it.
Well,
But
I
I
think
was
David
able,
made it, didn't he? David went, right?
yes, yes,
Yes.
which was wonderful to meet him. And he was lucky enough to take a package over that I had for Simon over to him. I have traveled twice to meet people in the Funko community. One was one of the people that were my best friends in Louisiana, but I did go to Kansas City. And the reason I went to Kansas City is because the Funko community also had raised money for cancer too. And that's where I had gotten the idea when I thought about this. We had, it's called F Cancer, and we did that in 2023. And Let's Start a Pop collection. They raised money too for cancer, and I came up with the idea to do the picture frame and take a picture and do this. So
Mhm.
when I went to Heroes Con, and Dave, who was still only 35 cents, was in
Mhm.
there. And I said, I want to get a group picture. And we're thinking, how are we going to do that? I said, we're going to do this. Somehow we're going to do this. And I made sure that I brought a bigger thing, and I brought all these different pins, and I wanted everyone to sign it so
Mhm.
I could have this made. So
Nice.
I brought this to the dinner, and we got a group picture, and I got everyone there, tried to get everyone there to sign it. And of course, you can tell my wonderful artwork, Heroes Con is for the love. But you can tell this is by Izzy. And you
Very
had,
nice.
one artist, they could, write whatever they wanted on it. But this was wonderful. I had so much fun there. Yeah, it was great.
And so the cards, by cards you mean like sports cards or non-sports cards or or Pokemon cards,
Mhm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
all different stuff, all different things.
There,
And
there you go.
since you
Still
like
only 5.
Superman,
Mhm.
I'm listening to you.
Oh,
Like like Superman cards. So, and also I have a red box too. So Superman cards. I even, for fun, on Mad Spotty's channel, sometimes I'll buy boxes of these, and I'll have the chat and people that are in the live stream. Some of these have 8 or 14 packs. I'll have them pick a pack, and we'll see who can maybe pick the best pack that has the best pull in it, just for fun. So we have like kind of an interaction thing, but it educates us because, especially me being a newbie kind of thing, I don't know all these characters. I don't know all that stuff. So we learn about the different people together. So it's fun. So something that we do. I can't. You're muted.
if you have any Superman questions, I think I know a guy who might be able to help you,
Yes.
or two. I mean, you have actually managed to meet some of the Superman, haven't you, over the years?
I have. Um, well, I would like to. I mean, I have two celebrity crushes. My one that it's always been Dean Cain. That's number
Dean
one.
Cain.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that Dean Cain. My second is Pedro Pascal. So those are my two. So I actually went with my friend to Cleveland to Fan Expo when they just had. We drove 8 hours so she could actually meet Lex Luthor, who played Lex Luthor for Smallville, and I
Mm-hmm.
was going to meet Dean Cain finally, waiting 30 years, even though, yes, that's right, I'm not 30. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
just kidding. To go meet Dean Cain. But unfortunately, he had to cancel at last minute. So I figured
Oh,
I'm not going to waste this opportunity because they had other Superman there. And the shirt that I wore said, I've been training, because if you check me out on Instagram, I've actually been training and
yes,
working out.
that is something I followed. I've actually followed you quite a lot for it, and I've tried to like every photo I see because I
Oh,
want to
well, thank
encourage
you.
you.
Thank you. So when I went there, I was like, I'm not going to waste this opportunity. So my shirt said I've been training to become Superman's wifey, even though that was meant for Dean Cain. But I'm like, oh, I'm going to wear
Yeah.
it for them. Why not? So I got to meet Tom Welling.
Yeah,
So,
I've
you know,
met
the
Tom
Superman
Welling too. I've
Smallville.
got his autographed picture up on my wall.
Great.
Ah,
And he signed a Funko Pop for me. And because my friend, you know, kind of really wanted to meet the Lex Luthor, she actually proposed to Lex,
wow.
but not in the sense that people think. Because she spent extra money to, you know, be behind stage and all stuff. She
Hmm.
actually is a really great drummer, and I'm actually a drummer also. So she
Very cool.
got on her knees and proposed with a guitar pick in the box because she wanted to know if he
Nice.
would jam with it. And he said yes.
Very
So it was
nice.
kind of an interesting moment and took a
Now
picture of
that
it.
is cool. That
Oh,
is actually
my
really cool.
nephew's in the chat. Hi, Liam. Love you. And then I met Tyler,
Tyler,
and he was
you
really
know what? He is really good as Superman. He was a lot. I was a little. I'd seen him in other things and didn't wasn't sure, but I really liked him as Superman on the CW there.
and he was very sweet. When I went up to him, of course, there's all these girls going, "Oh, Tyler," you know, just
Hmm.
his looks and everything. But when I walked up there, no one else was there. It was like at the end of the, you know, where people could go up and everything. He was just standing by himself, and the person that, you know, I guess person they assigned to the person.
Yeah.
And I walked up, and they're like, "Well, come here," and I'm like, "Hi." And I just had a great conversation with him, and he was looking. He took my picture and he held the phone, and I looked at it. I said, "Do you mind if I get a picture with the shirt, my shirt?" And he goes. Then he finally read my shirt. He goes, "Absolutely, yeah." Like you're like he was very proud. He's like, "Yeah, you're my wife." It was great.
Oh,
So he's
that's
putting his arm
cool.
around me.
Mm.
It was a wonderful moment him and I had. I loved it. So.
That is cool. I mean, I missed the opportunity to see Brandon Routh once because he canceled at the last minute for
Mhm.
a show I was going to, and meeting Superman is something that I wanted to do. I've even managed to meet a Supergirl Laura Vandervoort. She came to Ottawa one year,
Very cool.
and I'm wishing that some of the other Supergirls might come by. But I'm always holding out hope for Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's my girl.
I would like to meet Helen Slater.
Helen Slater, you know, she is absolutely beautiful, even to this day. I just think she's absolutely wonderful. It's the radiant personality you can just feel
Mhm.
off. You just get the feeling that this is a nice person. And I
Yeah,
wish
and her best
Helen
friend is actually Helen Hunt. I saw an interview with her with the guy
Mhm,
who played Lex Luthor on Smallville, and she's just I loved her when she was like fair is fair, you know, when she did
mhm,
that movie, and I
yeah,
just think she's great.
that
And
was
she
the Billie
Christian
Jean
Slater's
movie,
sister.
wasn't
So
it?
sorry, say that again.
Wasn't that the Billie Jean movie?
Yes, it was.
My God, that how do I remember that?
Go ahead.
you know, because that hasn't been on for a long time. So, besides comic books, what other geek interests do you have in terms of like television shows and movies
Okay.
and stuff like that?
Well, I
You
have a
don't
couple
have a
things.
yeah. See, you don't have a
Sure.
channel itself, so these are the kinds of questions that we need to know. Us who have a channel, everybody knows what we like.
Okay. Well, I do have a channel, but there's not really anything. I mean, there's some stuff on it, but not really. Um,
I am
I have.
subscribed. By the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So what's happened on my channel? My first live stream was many, many, many years ago with a lady named Lady Funko, which is a dear friend of mine. We're both one of Kent's Angels, and her name's Melissa. And you actually see I was close to my heaviest weight around that time. And then I did a live stream on Kent's, and then I did a couple other like little videos, but I don't really have me in it where I'm showing like stuff people had sent me and different things, and people have wanted me to. Um, but my journey pretty much on Instagram has been trying to lose this weight. And I've lost over half my body weight. But one
Which is
person who has,
congratulations.
thank you, one person that has been a big influence to me is Cletus Selden. Cletus Selden is a professional boxer. He is a very dear friend of mine. He is ranked number 6 in the world. He
Nice.
has been on ESPN, HBO, all that stuff. He is 29-1, and he recently just had a baby boy, but not that long ago.
Very
And
cool.
now, the reason my name is McTina on in all my posts is because in Rocky,
Hmm.
there's Mick,
Right. Yes, there is.
and Mick is Rocky's
Trainer.
person.
Yeah.
So I'm Cletus's Mick. So before he goes to a fight and all that stuff, I always would say my speech to him, and I would always, encourage him. And after his fights, after he'd win, I'd buy him ice cream.
Hmm.
Do these things so people see this person, on HBO and ESPN and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and then I'm like, okay, do you want your favorite ice cream and all that stuff? I'm sending money for him to get his ice cream, and and then when he got married, the topper on his wedding cake, I custom made these Funko Pops for him and his wife that is
Very
on
cool.
his wedding cake. But what he sent me, which is wonderful, which I put here to show you guys, he sent me his boxing
Oh,
gloves.
very cool.
So these are his boxing gloves, 29-1, and he wrote on here, which I'm proud to pass these fight worn gloves to someone who truly supports the journey. Thanks for being in my corner. Keep fighting your own battles with the same heart. Cletus Selden and to McTina in 29-1, and then I have his boxing cards that he has behind it and everything.
Very
So,
cool.
so yeah. So,
I
like I
like
said,
watching boxing.
he means a lot to me. So,
I used to
yeah.
always say I do like watching boxing, but I used to say all
Mhm.
the time I like watching boxing, especially when it's in the middle of a hockey game, because of the fighting. But anyway, that's
And,
wonderful.
and
Keep
I
going.
was, I just figured you want to see stuff I collect, so
That's
I'm trying to show
correct.
you guys. Another person I mod for um, is the Gasselcast. They have a
Hmm.
channel on YouTube, and they own a company called Mischief Toys. And wonderful couple, Chris and Heather. And they go live on Sundays. So that's where I usually am, was on Sunday nights.
Hmm.
Now, their figure, Ghastly, and they have a couple others, but Ghastly is their main one that they have. This is Ghastly.
Very nice. I think. Have I seen that before? Is it possible?
And Ghastly, it has a little hat with it. And the reason I'm showing this one is because on one of my Instagram posts, I actually dressed up as Ghastly. So you'll see
That's
me
where I
dressed up.
seen it. Okay.
You'll see
Yes.
me with my Ghastly jacket on and stuff. But you will see all different types of Ghastly figures, and they actually have quite a big following. So they have kind of outings that people can meet them at, and these things are limited pieces. They go very, very quickly. So it's nice knowing them from the beginning, from when they started the concept. And I met them at the time I met Jetta and
Hmm.
stuff. So they're one of the people I met them. So it's pretty cool. Another, and we'll switch back to comics. I try my best. It's very hard sometimes where people get influenced by what people like. Like
Hmm.
me, I have Jimmy Frizen. I have
Hmm.
um, Scotty Young. I have things because they are cool. And people are
They
telling
are
me that they
cool.
like them. They're cool and everything. But I wanted to find something that, I don't say that's mine, but I wanted to find an artist that spoke to me,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yep.
So I kept looking, and I found this person. that spoke to me, which I thought was very cool. And I have gone into so many lives, and no one has ever heard of him. And then the first name is Dan, the last name is Hipp. And I
Him?
went to my comic book store and I bought all of them that they had of the guy. But this
Nice.
is what his stuff looks like, which is really
Very
cool.
cool.
And I'll show you a couple different covers that he has. But I really enjoy his artwork a lot.
Yeah.
He has
Condition not
Superman.
considered knows him. He was all Dan Hip right away. So
Do you know who likes? Does someone know who Dan Hip is?
yeah, condition not considered. He is in the chat and he's saying, yeah.
Dan Hip. He's so cool. And so this is like, I love how Harley and Poison Ivy are older, but the detail in it, when you look at the
Wow.
cane and all that stuff, it's just, the work is great.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
And I'll show you one more. Let me put this over here. I'll get my Joker.
Oh, Freaky Louie knows him too.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's awesome. Now this one I thought was kind of cool. This is his Joker one, but the sweater. Check out the sweater.
My God. The sweater's
All
hilarious.
I know. Look at that. All the little.
The little heads.
I just think he is so talented. I mean, I just think he's great.
Yeah.
And I would love for him to draw something.
He looks very unique, and that's what is a good thing.
He does, but I guess I did say that was my last one I was going to show, but I guess I should show this since I'm on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
Ah, yes.
There you go. So
the Joker on the Superman thing. That is hilarious.
Isn't that cool? So I mean, I have a Wonder Woman one. I have Teen Titans ones. But like I said, I got all the ones that my comic book sold. And speaking of my comic book store, Hello Comics in Charlottesville, Virginia, on September 27th, they are having a community comic book thing. I told them I would shout them out if anyone is in the Charlottesville area to go check them out.
Cool. That is always a good idea to shout out your local comic shop, right? Myths, Legends, and Heroes in Ottawa and Nefarious Comics in Ottawa.
Yes. Yes.
Always good. So, what are your future plans for collecting and going on with the? Obviously, you've got the heart project, and you've got the comics curing cancer. But any other future plans that you have to go with the? Oh, K Munin wants to know if you prefer Marvel or DC.
Do you want me to get annihilated from some people? Okay. So
you go ahead and you be honest. That's all that matters.
I'm going to be honest. And it's not a political answer. I'm going to be honest. Growing up, I was DC because I loved. Well, I had a crush on Robin. I did. I liked Robin.
It's the shorts.
Dick Grayson, right? Bruce Ward. Yeah. Yeah, I loved I would come home and watch the Batman series, but I liked the 1989 movie. I collected all the bubblegum cards, for that. But now I'm older, and I still love the stories with DC. I still will go to all those movies. I love DC because, it's just something close to my heart. But Spider-Man became something special when it came to my best friend that I DJ'd with. And it was something special to him and something, we watched. And I, always liked Spider-Man and stuff. And I actually have a 6-foot Spider-Man in my basement. I just knew I didn't bring it up here to show you. And it's from Blockbuster, when they used to have them in Blockbuster a long time ago.
I remember Blockbuster.
And unfortunately, my best friend, he passed away. So it even has a special place in my heart for that. But I love the storylines, definitely can go further. Unfortunately, DC, there's not as many storylines and connections and stuff they have going on.
Yeah.
So I will always love DC. That's like my first love. So if I had to pick, I would say more DC, just because
Mm-hmm.
that's where it started with for me. But I do care for both.
Well, one
So
of the reasons I like DC more than Marvel, it wasn't just the fact that I was DC introduced. I
mhm.
found as a kid that Marvel was, I don't want to say annoying because I don't think the annoying is the right word, but I didn't like that for the most part. You had to keep going and going with the Marvel because everything, it was just about to end and then tune in next time. Where DC always seemed to have the stories end and there was a proper ending back to reset the next issue. But for Marvel, you had to keep going and going. And honestly, I got to a point where I didn't want to continue. Like I was worried if I missed a month. As me in my head, I hate incomplete stories. So,
Yeah.
which is why I'm a completionist at heart, I'm sure. But that was one of the reasons why I was like that. So tell us about DJing. That sounds fun.
Sure. I'll be glad to. Um, can I show you one thing before I get into that story?
Of
Real
course.
quick.
Hang on. I'll
Okay.
make you big one more
Um,
time.
because I know I'm not on raw fat stacks, and I know, the slabs I have aren't, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that type of value and stuff. But I thought I'd show you my first slab I ever got and my last slab. So I um, went to Z Collects because I used to hang out with what they called the scumbag crew,
Right.
and I
Nice name.
love those guys. They consider me part of the family. Fish Cat
Mm-hmm.
with his Chad, Jigs, and you had Perry Comics and you had Craig and all of them. I think they're great. So he did his 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Z Collects, and I happened to win. And at that time, you got to choose between two slabs. And again, I was a newbie, and this was a long time ago. And I could have picked this Hulk comic, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I didn't pick the Hulk comic, which because I just didn't pick the Hulk. It wasn't She-Hulk, it was Hulk. But at that time, I was drinking a lot of Baja Blast Freezies, which I love from Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
So this one had like a taco theme to it. So I was like, I want that one. So I got this Wonder Woman
Yes,
one
I have that
because
book. That is awesome.
she was eating tacos.
Yeah.
So this
Well,
was
it's
my
not that.
first
It's not
step.
that she's actually working at a Taco Bell place in this book. She's a
Oh, okay.
worker.
So I never read it, but I was like, I'll take that one because he's eating tacos. I was like, that's cool. So this was my first slab ever.
Yeah, and that's a Brian Boland cover, so that's a good slab to have.
Oh, cool. So, like I said, I loved it because of what it represented at the time in my life.
Mhm.
And like I said, I loved Baja Blast. And like I said, Z Collects knows this is the first slab I ever got.
That
Now,
is very cool.
what's funny, how life turns out, this one I just got a week ago. And so that one was a giveaway. This one
Mhm.
was an AOK from John's comic with, he doesn't go by
Friend,
kids anymore, comics with
friends, yeah.
adult or children, or I'm not sure what it is right now. Um,
It's
he
comics with friends.
knows, yeah, he knows that I, of course, love She-Hulk, and I'm
Hmm.
trying to, finish runs and stuff that I have in it. So he actually gifted me this.
Oh, very nice. If you're going to have any book, She-Hulk book, that's the one to have.
So John sent me this. So this was the last one I just got. So that was the first one, and this has been the last one.
Cool. Are they the only slabs you
Yeah.
have, or do you have other ones as well?
They are not. I actually have some I have bought myself.
Hmm.
And I heard Freaky Louie said something pretty bad today. So I could show one just to irritate him, which I might do because I put it over here. Yeah,
Well, he's in the chat.
I know, I see it. So
Mhm.
this is because it's irritate Freaky Louie, and I love you anyway. Um, I got this because it actually has to do with John. John and I have this running joke because I do mod. He always says I'm the Thanos of mods. And he says every time I get a new affinity stone when I mod. So he just jokes with me with that.
Mhm.
So, and my kid's like, Jeff, Freaky Louie knows where I'm going here. So it's Jeff.
Jeff the Land Shark, of course.
With
Very cool.
with Affinity Stone, but I know that Freaky Louie doesn't like
Jeff.
So yeah.
Well, he calls himself a cheeky monkey here, so that's awesome. I like Jeff the Land Shark. You know, he's cute. I have to admit, he's the kind of thing. So we're gonna have to wrap up shortly because we're getting ready for Nate's. Everybody likes to go watch Nate. So let's ask. As I said, I'd like to hear a little bit about your DJing.
Sure, absolutely. My uncle DJ'd for a very long time, and I remember seeing him DJ, and I love music because I've been playing drums since maybe 3 years old. And the reason for that is my brother, who's 6-7 years older than me, he played the drums. So I was always I think I have the best big brother in the entire world. I always looked up to my brother. So he'd play the drums and I'd hear him, jamming, and I'd, want to jam with my brother and hear my brother play. And he's definitely a better drummer than I am. So rhythm and dancing and all that stuff has always been in me. I've always felt that. So I just remember going and when I was working in the optical shop, I went with my friends that were doing karaoke one night, and she was doing karaoke, and she was having fun doing it. She actually was running the karaoke thing, and she's like, well, let's go to this other place. And I ended up meeting my best friend who was doing karaoke, who was running it, and we hit it off right away. It was just instant. And then I started helping him DJ, and then I started, they had American Idol come where we actually had to be the DJs for American Idol. So we had to do that, and then we went to California, and then we went to a conference there, and, looking at DJ equipment. It was it's just been so much fun. And I got to meet Sheila E. and the drummer. Yep, and the drummer for Kid Rock, and it was so much fun and exciting, and just seeing people having fun. It was a great experience for me. But then, like I said, when I got sick and just things happen in life, you stop, and then kids and
I know. I can't play guitar anymore because my fingers are too fat from my circulation issues, and it's very hard because I'd love to do nothing more than to sit around and pretend I'm George Harrison for an hour or two. But
and I have my guitar over there too.
Yeah, that's cool. Christina, thank you very much for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. I know I've been chasing you unrelentlessly for a while, so I thank you for not, saying, you're weird, go away. I appreciate it.
Oh, no. And thank you for everyone for the kind words about the awards and everything. I appreciate you so much. It's meant so much to me.
If you're watching this on the rewind, make sure you go and vote at the CBCA Awards. Christina is up for... what is it? The comic,
the builder.
And
the reason for that, they consider me having content on my channel, so that's why I'm not up for mod. And I won that last year. They said that's why I'm up for builder this year. And thank you so much.
Sir, she certainly deserves a lot of consideration. I admit it. I voted for her. So whether I'm not going to influence you in any way to do what you want to vote or whatever, but I do encourage people to vote, and I encourage everybody to check out all of the all of the finalists
Yes.
for a category that you have time to check in order to make. I mean, other than me, you should vote with your gut. When it comes to most informative, it's me. So you got to vote me. But no, I'm joking around.
I checked out a new person the other day, and they spread the love to me, and I spread the love right back to them. It was great. So please do
Awesome.
that for each other.
Yes.
And check out Comics Curing Cancer.
Thank you very much, guys. I take bribes. Yes, you've said this before, Jason. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. Christina, again, thanks for coming. And if you're watching on the replay, you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section, and we'll see get to Christina. And I'm going to put, I think I put a link to her page in the description already. I will add a link for the Comics Curing Cancer website so that everybody can check it out, because I know that there's at least one heart I want to bid on. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for coming tonight. My name's Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Night, everybody.